Actually, I've been outside a lot this week.
Actually, we can talk about that a little bit. First, cheers, everybody.
I do always start talking before we get our tradition underway, don't I? Hey, I think these are working. And we got wind socks and everything, so
you didn't drink any.
I will. You know me, I don't like silence, so I always let you drink, and then I talk over you, and then I drink and you talk over me.
I was just going to say, we want to make sure that we're all staying healthy and keeping our chins up and our spirits up for the going through this coronavirus, but we're doing our part by social media distancing.
Social media distancing.
That's right.
Okay, I like it. Actually, it's interesting, and for those of you who tried to support me yesterday, because I promoted that I was going to go on YouTube Live yesterday morning at 8 a.m. And thank you guys for writing in and letting us know from where you're watching, because I'm sure most of you, if not all, are home safe and sound in your home states and cities. But I decided to try to do a workout on YouTube Live. And so we were up really early, like 5:30 in the morning, getting all of the equipment out there, getting my face on, my hair on, my lashes on. We got out there about 7 o'clock, setting up, and the sound was good. The signal was good. Everything seemed to be going fine. And I went on for a good 5 minutes, and the sound was still good. And the video was, because he was my producer. And then suddenly, kaplooey.
Buffering, and we're on Ethernet and everything, so we don't know. We don't know if it's a YouTube thing.
Well, I think that it is, because after that was over and my sad face turned normal.
And that took a while.
I came back in because I was thinking, okay, we'll figure out another way to do it. Maybe it is being outside and it's too far away to the house or to the signal. Maybe I can do it inside on the computer. And it turns out that unless you have a certain number of subscribers on your channel, hi Barbara, you cannot go live from a mobile device. And we didn't want to bring the computer out there and all the extra cameras and things. So we were trying to do it from a mobile device, and you have to have 1,000 subscribers, and I'm getting close.
She's close. So subscribe to Judy's channel.
Oh, it's funny. What? Let me squeeze in towards you. No, you squeeze in towards me, because I'm going to show this. Because for those of you who want to know what the app looks like on your mobile device, that's what it looks like. So I thought I would just give a little. And it's not YouTube TV. It's just a regular YouTube app.
Speaking of YouTube.
Yes.
Would you like to talk about what's happening tomorrow?
Oh, well, that's what I was going to say. And I forgot. I always go off on these tangents. I have these little conversations all by myself.
I hadn't noticed that.
So anyway, hi, Catherine and Aunt Anita. I came in and decided, you know what? Let's still make this very timely. And as you know, we shoot our videos ahead of time and then edit them and then load them on YouTube. And so yesterday, because I couldn't go live, I said, you know what, I'm just going to do something that pertains to what everybody's doing. All of our gyms are closed, our studios are closed, our restaurants, bars, beaches, everything's closed. And so why don't I do an exercise sort of around the house in different things that you can do, different exercises that you can do that will still benefit you with the things that you have, that you don't have to go out and buy. So I did one workout around the kitchen.
I didn't get to see it yet. I was banished to another room.
I told you that you will laugh, though, when you see it. I started using step stools and rolls of paper towels. Oh, yeah, I got very creative. So I'm going to try to edit that one this afternoon. And the one that I have uploaded for tomorrow morning, I'm going to switch it out. And I'm going to put the workouts in the kitchen up tomorrow morning. So look for that on YouTube.
Now, as you know, I have been doing the Color Gemstone Academy on my YouTube channel, and we've gone through our 4th lesson. I saw Sissy weighed in earlier today, and she's been faithfully watching those.
And this is his channel. You'll go on to look at Paul Deasy Gemstones.
And so lesson 4, which just dropped yesterday, if you haven't watched it yet, is the second of the 2 C's. So I talk about cut and how that affects, the value of the gemstone, why they make certain cuts for certain gemstones. So things like that are good to know. But at the end of this, you will know, and Sissy already knows this, I have, because they canceled spring break in Florida. I don't know if you knew this.
Yeah, they did. They closed down all the beaches.
Spring break is closed, except on my channel, because I said for spring break, I'm going to interrupt my normal flow of lessons. So we were going to do lesson 5, which would have been clarity.
Yep.
And I decided to push that back a week, and I'm going to shoot today all about the Sleeping Beauty mind. And I was doing some research of when Judy and I went. You know what? I figured out when it was. And you did keep notes. And it was March of 2010, March 29th.
It was 10. Remember I said to look back at 10?
That's right. March 29th of 2010 was when Judy and I were the last people ever to film. There weren't that many people that filmed it anyway.
Yeah.
But the last ever to take a camera into that mine before it closed permanently.
Yeah.
So that's what the next lesson is going to be. You'll see some interviews of the leaseholder of the mine. You'll see some of the beautiful shots that Judy got. You'll find out why it's called Sleeping Beauty. But more importantly,
we got a good shot of that too.
I'm going to talk to everybody.
Mountain range.
And that'll be this coming Saturday, which will be what, the 28th?
24, 25, 26, 27.
The 28th
Yep.
At 10 in the morning Eastern time. But more importantly, there's so much that has happened since it closed, and how can you be confident about the stones
materials that you're buying
getting
in
out there?
In your jewelry.
So we're going to talk about that. It'll be a shorter than probably my, well, I don't know, I always talk long, but it's designed to be shorter than my normal lesson time. But it'll be all about Sleeping Beauty mind.
Cool. I just wanted to acknowledge all of you cool people who are watching today and writing in as to where you're from. It is amazing how many cities and how many states, and it's so much fun to see. I even saw one, I think her name was Carolyn, from Leavenworth, Kansas. And when I was 5 years old, I thought
it was Tim Wilkins, it's Tim Williams.
My father was stationed in Leavenworth. And
that's Trish. I see now that I'm
hello.
looking. Yeah, it's further away.
Hello.
Yeah.
I'm talking.
Okay. I'm realizing my contacts aren't working as well as they used to. Who are you?
No, it really is kind of funny because we're trying to do 15 things at once, produce the show, keep a conversation going, and then pay attention to what the person just said. Yeah, who are you again? Yeah. Cheers to you too, Mary. Thank you for writing in. And Barbara's from Hanover Park. Mm-hmm. Cindy White from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I saw come through. We've seen Kansas come through.
You know what I wonder?
What?
What people are doing if we are hunkered down inside, besides watching this excellent broadcast. Like, are we doing things like exercising with Judy? Are we picking up that old guitar and playing it again? You know, how are we keeping ourselves engaged? Yeah,
what are people doing? You know, I saw a news report this morning that was really sweet. And I know a lot of you are homeschooling now your children, picking up from where the schools left off, because I know we have a rocky table.
I just sorry about that. Need me to get something to put under it? Because my mic should still work, hopefully.
That's true. You want to test it?
I'm going to get a little
a matchbook or paper towel or something.
I'll do something.
Okay. Be careful of all the wires. Anyway, so I saw this news article or this news report, and because so many people have picked up where the schools have left off, since so many are off, and possibly even until this fall, till September, and their kids are up in the morning and they're doing a tradition of saying the Pledge of Allegiance at 9 o'clock in the morning before they start any of their online classes. So everybody was really praising them and saying that that was such a great idea, and it's good to keep those traditions alive. And I think that's what we're all doing. They also recommended, they even had a psychologist on the show, and they were saying something about, you know, check back in with yourself and check back in with people you haven't been in touch with for a long time, college buddies and long lost relatives and aunts and uncles. I'll hold the drinks.
Which side is it? Is it this one?
I think whichever one you do, it'll be fine. Yeah, you fixed it. That's good. I think we have travertine out here on the deck, and because there are obviously grooves where all of the grout goes in between, and they're quite big grooves, I think the tables don't tend to sit quite right.
That was the extent of my talent in home improvements.
Oh, paper towel under
the leg
to keep it from rocking.
Other than that, I'm useless.
Good job. All right, wait, let me go back to what Christine said. Good morning from beautiful Savannah, Georgia. Mm-hmm. Beaches are closed there too. Yep, no surprise. I think everybody is really banding together and making these decisions universally.
Which are good.
How you both look great. Stay safe. Watching from Gaithersburg, Maryland. Thanks, Suzanne. Thanks for writing in. We figured it was probably a time when a lot of people are getting out. In fact, we did that last night, getting out old movies. If you still have your Blu-ray players and DVD players and or DVRs, watching old shows on Netflix that you've taped, watching old movies. What was the one that we watched last night?
It's called Absence of Malice, one of my favorite movies with Paul Newman, Sally Field.
Yes.
And other people that I knew that I had to
And your favorite, the judge, who doesn't show up till the very end.
Wilford Brimley. and Judy didn't believe me at first. I said, and by the way, Paul Newman looked incredible at, what did we say he was, 56?
Yes, 56 years old, yeah.
And
Sally Field was about 34. At least she was 34 in the movie. We didn't look up her actual age. I think that's another thing we're all doing. Is it's fun to kind of debate things. And so now you're going back and you're researching how old people were and who was actually in the movie and challenging each other and debating. And
yeah, it was a great movie. And we saw, and some people that became bigger stars later, like Bob Balaban, was in that.
He had a tick of taking a rubber band and just like a newspaper reporter and just doing this motion as he was thinking and walking and pacing.
But anyway, so I told Judy, you might not believe this, but Wilford Brimley, who starred as the really old, like octogenarian in Cocoon, and I said, believe it or not, he's younger than Paul Newman in this movie.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, didn't we figure he was 40?
45 or something.
Something like that. It was very, very interesting. Just one of these people who...
And 4 years later, he played an 80-year-old.
Yeah.
Without makeup.
Didn't need it. Yeah, so that's kind of fun to do. I wonder what old movies are coming back out. I'll tell you a tradition of ours that we do every Christmas. Even though we've seen them a million times, I can't not watch these movies. And it's the series of The Santa Claus.
Oh, yeah.
With Tim Allen. I just love those. And even now we're quoting scenes from the movie.
A big B.
That turns into something for everything. It's a big birthday. All right. So we have Carol writing in from Farmington Hills, Michigan. Yep. We have Debbie, who's writing in from Deltona, Florida. Deltona? Not Daytona.
Yeah, there's a
Deltona. Oh, where'd you know? There's also somebody, Joan, who's writing in from Muscle Shoals, Alabama. Hi, Joan.
Oh, I know what we were going to talk about.
Carlsbad, California. Hi, Esther.
I didn't want to interrupt your flow.
Go ahead. Sorry.
So we heard from another old Shopping Channel friend who may be joining us. Is it next week?
I haven't asked her yet, but I'm hoping that she'll be our Sunday Funday guest next weekend because she's in town. This was kind of interesting. You're talking about Kimberly, yes? So she said that she's going to be a guest on HSN. And if she was going to be a guest and make it happen, that meant she had to come to Florida because, as you know, the shopping channels are live. So you have to actually be in the studio. And she had to be in Florida 3 weeks before they would allow her to go on air. So she flew in yesterday and is kind of hanging out, I think, at a B&B or, an Airbnb. And so we'll see if we can get together with her. She actually said, how would you like to do an Instagram workout together? So we're probably going to do that this week,
That'll
too.
Be fun.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of that, and it makes more sense, the 3 weeks, and I don't know if that's because also she's flying, and then are they going to see, that's the gestation period?
I was wondering that too.
But
I'll have to find out from her.
The other thing interesting about that is in the shopping channel business, they have the additional problem, I guess, of guests coming from all over the place to be on the air. For example, international people, and you can't fly international anymore.
Right.
Also, that might have been a good preemptive. We don't know whether they're going to close domestic flight in some cities going forward. So along
spring
those
cleaning.
lines,
sorry to interrupt you. That's a good one. Yeah, spring cleaning.
Yeah, and it's spring. Officially.
That's right. I guess Thursday was the first day of spring. Carolyn's making new recipes.
I was going to say,
share some with us. We have to go back to doing our in the kitchen videos.
We will. It's perfect. Also, a segue because the Three Amigos reunion's on hold right now because that was supposed to happen on the 2nd and 3rd of April. And first of all, they did close the Canadian border. That takes one of the Amigos right out of the mix.
Michael's from Canada.
So it's being pushed tentatively to sometime in May. I will keep you posted, but right now,
right now it's kind of a month
out. Casualty of the virus.
Of the virus. Everybody is. Oh, look, Melanie said she's exercising with Judy in outdoor walks.
Yay!
Good for you. That's awesome.
And that's fun. And Judy, you brought it up. Gyms are closed. Like we used to play basketball in all these gyms.
I'll do my little happy scrolling thing so that those of you who are wanting to know where to find the exercise videos that you can do at home.
Mm-hmm.
And it's sort of funny because obviously I didn't know that we were going to be going through this 4 months later, but I started doing these videos at home about 4 months ago, and just kind of making it convenient for people. And now it's really a nice thing to be able to have, because you guys are my workout, because my bar and Pilates classes are all closed now too. So,
and if you're getting through all of your binge watching,
yeah,
and you want us to do other topics, because don't forget, you can always say, hey, how about why don't you talk about this next time, or maybe Paul can drop something else on the floor when you're cooking.
that kind of thing. Yeah. Yeah, but we keep saying that, and I was using all the equipment yesterday in the kitchen. I just should have left it in there and said, hey, let's cook something.
You know, it is funny because
we're
we're cooking at home much more than normal, because the restaurants aren't. I mean, I think they're open for takeout, which really we should take advantage of too, because that helps them out.
For sure.
Yes, we're on the Intercoastal.
It's one of those cigarette boats.
And that's why we're looking at changing the wake zone around here.
They are talking about that, aren't they? Yeah. We're trying to get that passed in our little community.
It's not just loud. It then endangers the boats on the lifts and all these little channels.
Yeah, that's true. But you know, it's live. And I don't know if you saw it go by over there before it even got over next to us, but
yeah, you can see them right over my
right
shoulder,
over your shoulder,
coming down the channels.
Yeah.
It's the Intercoastal Waterway.
Hi, Cheryl. Thank you for joining us. And Cynthia writes, the Pledge of Allegiance, so sweet. Yeah, isn't that a great story? She's a substitute teacher.
Yeah.
She said, I can see the kids still wanting to do that, which is very, very
and they're
cool.
doing it. And
love those traditions.
Oh, and somebody, it was in Chicago. I don't know if you saw the news about the tenor singing
in Italy.
and
yes.
then people in Italy sharing things and singing, flash mobs.
Yes.
Well, they did Living on a Prayer.
Oh.
And in this little complex in Chicago, that everybody's singing to that song.
Oh, I missed that one.
And John Bon Jovi weighed in and said, "Hey, that's great.
That's
I'm gonna
very
help
cool.
you any way I can."
Yeah. Now, those are the feel-good stories that you love to hear and see people doing. So, Deborah's writing in.
Yeah.
And she's also from Pittsburgh, just like Cindy. Betty's writing in. Hi, Paul and Judy. Cheers. It's time for that again. Susan's writing in from Indiana. Hi, Susan. Maybe I'll see you in my little group session. I'm going to do another live group session for my little Judy Crowell stylists at 1:30 Eastern time.
And we have our little tradition today, which is Sunday Funday's become Sunday Brie Day for us.
Yes.
So in lieu of dinner, we end up doing our baked brie with the brown sugar, the almonds, the peanuts, the jams. I didn't replace any meat choice this time.
But you did buy some apples.
I did buy some Fuji apples.
Yeah, those are.
So we will continue with that. And actually, we didn't do it last week because that was the last restaurant we went to.
Mm-hmm. Actually, it was, wasn't it?
Sunday. Yeah.
Yes. Well, and it was interesting. These poor people had been on a cruise. They'd been on a month-long cruise over in Australia, and they were talking about the difficulty. They were going to something like 10 different islands in this cruise around New Zealand and Australia. And Bora Bora and all these places, and 2 of them, they were not allowed to get off and walk around and see these 2 islands because the virus was definitely in the news big time. And I think that we had found out they had left around the 13th of February. And really the news wasn't, it was definitely coming on then, but not as strong. I just feel like the cruise ship things and closing down all those was more early March, end of February. So we kind of thought they avoided it.
Well, of course, the cruises
really
were going through quarantines all over the place,
Yes.
in Japan and off the coast of California.
Yes.
And they couldn't go to some of their ports of call.
Right.
But they tested negative. So
They
they're
did.
happy.
They did. Yeah, they were very happy. But people are saying, wanting to get together with them, well, maybe we'll talk to you on the phone. And even we were saying, should we go? What do you think? They're okay? So it's easy to kind of get a little crazy about it.
We made them sit at the other end of the restaurant.
Yeah, that notwithstanding, we were fine.
No, I guess we didn't.
No, we didn't. No, it's interesting too. My folks live in a retirement community in Sarasota. And so I've been checking in with them to see what's going on and how they're handling it. And they're doing the same thing that you're seeing on the news when people are coming to and fro, where they're taking their temperature. So I guess coming in and out of the retirement community, they're taking their temperature. Everybody who comes in, they've got to go through a front gate. The back gates are all closed, so nobody can come back in through a normal, just remote system. And she said, my mom said that it's a temperature like they do on the forehead. So it's quick. She said, and I was 92. I'm fine.
That's cool.
I know, that's
cool
what I said.
number.
98.6. Isn't that normal?
Part of our public service message could be this. Because a lot of people, one of the things that we don't want is overwhelming the healthcare system with emergency rooms, because if people are really in dire need, there's only so many ventilators to go around. And that, again, great to hear all of these companies that are changing and retooling.
Respirators.
To do ventilators.
Hand sanitizers.
Hand sanitizers from a company in Tennessee.
You said a whiskey company, yeah. So they're switching over.
Everybody's really pitching in. It's really been great to hear. But my public service message would be, don't run to the emergency room if you just feel like you have the flu or something like that. Now, how do you know? So the things that I've learned in all of this, the two things that really set this apart, especially for elderly Americans like me. So they say over 60, right?
Yeah.
If you're short of breath, by all means, that's a sign that maybe you need to go to get professional care right away. Or if you have a high fever. Because a regular flu might not have those other symptoms. And if you're normally not short of breath and suddenly you are, then you might need to get checked up. But again, they're talking a lot about telemedicine and calling and I think that you have a ability to email your physician and back and forth. And you've been doing that.
Well, it's a portal, so they've really advanced themselves a lot. And perhaps your doctor does the same thing, where you can kind of keep in touch through a portal and they'll answer you within that same day. So that's kind of a cool thing.
We want you all to be here when I make my next bad recipe.
Somebody was saying they love the cooking show. We definitely have to do more of that for sure. Hi, Renee. Thanks for tuning in today. We're glad you guys could all be here. It's kind of a community spirit, isn't it? I mean, we feel like we're as close to you as you are to us, and that's why I love seeing where you're writing from, because I feel like we're reaching the entire country, and that to me is fascinating.
Well, since we know we're going to be inside, we can do another cooking. We can commit.
Quentin Tarantino. Or Quintero, I mean. I always do that to him. Poor Quentin.
Yeah,
Hi, Quentin.
He's not the director of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
No, we worked with him at HSN.
But anyway, we could do another cooking video. Let's make it a deal.
This week?
This week.
Okay. Yeah, we're inside. We're looking for things to do. This is a good time.
So many old movies we can watch. We started our binge watching of NCIS.
Yes.
So we have about 12 more seasons to go. So
we're good there. But we need enough people dying already. We need to break it up a little bit and have a comedy movie from time to time.
Okay. So you're saying the Santa Claus again?
No. Well, I wouldn't be opposed. I love those. No, but it's funny. We'll watch the news.
We have plenty of comedies.
Yes, that's a good thing. Oh, my goodness gracious. We'll never get rid of our Blu-ray player. You should see the library of movies that we have. Just a few. I think before Paul met me, you were seeing 200 or 300 movies a year. You were always going to the movie theater. Well, tell them the story about your mom when you were a little bitty boy and she would take you guys to the movies.
Oh, yeah. So I have 3 brothers and 3 sisters.
Closed, or you're in the middle of a sentence, it's kind of hard to do.
I'm just usually looking at you.
That's true. I do catch a lot of those. Oh, she just said the video froze. Oh, sorry, Darlene. Sorry about that. We'll always be able to go back and see what happened when, but she said Paul's not coming through. Nancy.
I'm not? My mic? Huh.
I don't know. We'll have to check it out.
Let me look at my little microphone box.
Although when you went inside before we started, I could hear you.
So it's good.
I think these antennas are very finicky.
They're fickle?
I think so, because when I've done videos before and then I've gone back to edit them, I hear, and I think it's because the antenna is rubbing on something in my back. Oh, well.
Oh, well. We do what we can.
We're color coordinated today.
Oh, we are?
Thank you for noticing. Yes, I had another color in mind, and then when I saw him come out of this, I said, okay, I'm going to wear that top instead.
Here's what Paul never does. I never check color, or I just throw stuff on. And then eventually, as sometimes I get from Judy, you're not wearing that, are you? No,
you don't get that.
Sometimes. No, he's gotten is that the shirt you're wearing? And I'm like, no, it's the practice shirt. It was the one in case I spilled something while I was waiting for you to get ready.
Yes, what's Brad Paisley's song, Waiting on a Woman? See? Oh, that was a cool story too.
Oh,
Did
Old
you hear
Opry.
about that? The
Grand
Grand
Ole
Ole Opry? That in 92 years, they've never missed a Saturday. And this year, they didn't miss a Saturday either. The guys were like 10, 15 feet apart
No
on
audience.
the stage. No
Mhm.
audience. Nobody was sitting in the audience, but they kept the Grand Ole Opry going. So I thought
And I
that was
love
kind of a
that
neat
because
thing,
of the
too.
sense of the history of that, and that these musicians didn't want to let that die.
The tradition die. Yeah.
Oh, please retell your sibling story.
Oh, that's when it froze.
Is it a froze?
Okay.
You know, my family has that effect on me too. But, no, so I was born and raised in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and my mom and dad had 6 children within 6 years. I was the sixth
Of 6.
of 6 at that time, and it was basically, I was born in 60, my brother was born in 59, sister in 58, 57, and 56, and so on. So 6 years apart, no twins. And they would take us to the movie theater. My mom was big, but my grandfather was somewhat invested in a movie theater in Pittsburgh.
Oh,
back in the
really?
day. Yeah.
That's cool.
So, running the whole thing. So
I didn't know
they would take us to the drive-in movies in the big old station wagon. And I was call me one and a half. So my 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-year-old siblings were all asleep. And I would sit there. My mom said I was just glued to the movie
to
screen.
the screen. Yep.
But don't forget, if you're the 6th of 6 children, you really don't get many advantages to that.
Yeah.
So that was my escape from the rest of them.
Yes.
And I've been escaping ever since.
And you've loved the movies ever since.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So it's a fun tradition that we have. But I have to go get set up for an hour from now.
Oh, for your thing.
I have my little ring light set up. I have my little phone set up. And we'll show you a few more fun fashions.
And those of you that are going to watch next
Sunday?
Well, next Saturday, let's say.
Oh, next weekend?
When
are they both going back?
When we talk
Did you guys
about,
see that?
there it is.
Oh, there it is.
When we talk about
pontoon.
Sleeping Beauty, this will be similar. I'm going to actually go inside and still shoot towards the outside.
Back, okay.
Because see the brightness is coming in behind us now.
Oh,
again.
yeah. Right. Yes, he was a very good Samaritan. He went around and washed all the windows yesterday.
Yes, I did.
So that was very good.
And the towel under the leg, I'm your guy.
Under the leg of the chair. Yes, then be sure to tune in. I have to do my little scroll for you guys again. So I'll pop that up, and then I'll pop that up. And so
don't forget,
that's how you subscribe.
So if you subscribe more to our channels, we'll be able to go live on YouTube. We need a certain number. Is that the deal?
Yes, we have to have 1,000 subscribers, and then we're able to go live. And it's more so that you can go live from a mobile device. So I think it would be nice to be able to take your tablet or your Mevo camera or your cell phone and be able to do something live, kind of spur of the moment. One woman was very cute. She said, "Are you going to do exercise videos every day?" And I said, "That would be a feat, but if you could do it live, it would definitely be easier to do."
Yeah.
So right now, no,
because of the
they're coming out once a week. So yeah, but there'll be another one coming out tomorrow.
You don't want to get too bored. You can only watch me, I think, in small doses, like once a week.
That's not true.
No,
I'm with you 24/7.
I know, you're stuck.
That's a long dose. You're very interesting. And P.S., because everything's going to be delayed, if you missed the beginning of the broadcast, we talked about the fact that the three amigos have been delayed getting back together, banding together just because of the virus and flying and even coming in from other countries, that they've pushed that off from the beginning of April now to the beginning of May, with fingers crossed. But so this is still a good way to get your GEM education and information on YouTube on Paul's channel. Yep. So we'll be glad for that. Christine, you have a good week too. You stay safe.
Everybody.
You take care. Yes.
Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks for being a part of our lives. We love
next
that.
time, and we'll have a cooking video sometime. We'll do it this week, but we don't know when you'll do it.
Spit it up.
Yes.
No, don't spit it out. I want it to be good enough so that you want to eat it. And maybe we'll have Kimberly Wells on as our guest next weekend. She's got a new project in store, and she's going to be appearing on HSN. So we'll check in with her too, keep up with what she's doing.
And look for some
Instagram videos on exercise. Kimberly and Judy.
Love it.
Should be fun. You guys take care. Be
Stay
safe.
safe.
And we'll see you again soon. Love you.